This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
We're back to the continuation of the story from minutes ago. If you missed any, catch it on the Morning X podcast. This is the best of the Morning X with Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy. 99X.
Your secrets are my business. This is a new book out by Kevin McKeown, security expert.
What is a black box?
Well, a black box is illegal in the United States, although it's used a lot. It comes out of the UK, built in China. And you can call into a telephone system without the telephone ringing, and then listen to, once the microphones are placed, you can listen to the conversations in the room. You can listen to the conversations going on telephonically. And if you don't have time to listen to it live, you can actually download it later as it's recorded.
Now, we don't want to certainly turn this into a how-to segment, but, like I was watching Dateline a couple of weeks ago, and they were showing, just as an example, how people, when they go to the ATM machine, they get their receipt and they crumple it up and they throw it in the little trash bin there. And there are people who will cruise by those trash bins and get those little deposit slips or those receipts, and then what can they do with those?
Well, banks have become more and more savvy with regard to the information on those receipts, but all you need is little bits of data that you can put together. For example, if I get a receipt, I've run your license plate, I know you went to an ATM. I can call up the next day and identify myself as calling from the fraud department of XYZ Bank, and I might be able to extract some additional information out of you. So during that day, I can then put together all of your personal information and borrow your existence to maybe take out a mortgage or something.
What about waiters and waitresses? That's a lot of times people, you hear stories of them writing down someone's number, and all of a sudden they're ordering things online, ordering things
it can happen
through catalogs.
We have a story in Your Secrets Are My Business that is just absolutely incredible. The network of scamsters that got together to collect over a period of time people's credit card numbers. Think about it. You go into a restaurant, even though you hand your card over, all they need is the information from that card, your name, expiration date, and what they can do is hold on to that data and not do anything with it for a month. It's money in the bank. They know when the expiration date is. They know the name as it appears on the card, so they can just hold on to that information. The bottom line is you don't know until after you've been ripped off. So what we call for in the book is just to simplify all the different account statements that you get at the end of the month, so you're more aware of what's going on. The whole theory is, and you're right, we shouldn't be teaching people how to scam people, but it's out there, it happens all the time, and what we need to do is just become more aware and more observant of how we could get ripped off.
Natalie's got a question for you. Natalie?
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
I want to know how realistic it is for the average person to be able to tap into listen to your conversations if you're talking on a cordless telephone in your home.
A cordless telephone is the easiest. You can walk into any Radio Shack, and with a minor adjustment, you can actually pick up baby monitors and cordless phones. Cordless
You
phones,
sure can.
There's zero protection in that frequency range.
What about
even
the
though,
900?
Even though they say digital.
Those 900 megahertz phones, I thought, were not able to be picked up on those scanners.
Well, the new 900 megahertz phones, they need a certain modification, but a lot of other phones are out there. Most of us are using cordless phones that we purchased a couple of years ago.
We're talking to Kevin McKeown. He has a book, Your Secrets Are My Business. It's a security expert talking about all the ways to keep yourself safe. It's in bookstores now. What about these? Go ahead, Jimmy.
No, I was just going to say, what about like credit cards? I always thought, though, and especially like American Express, they are kind of fail-safe in that, you can always dispute a charge and they'll take it off. Now, I was told a long time ago, and only because I was burned by it, to use your, what's the ATM card, your debit card, as little as possible, because you really have no recourse with an ATM card. But credit cards like American Express and MasterCard. I thought those are pretty friendly to the consumer.
Jimmy, that's a real good point. The credit card lobbyists were able to get the national legislation that you're never going to be responsible for more than $50, and very rarely does a bank even charge you for that. But realistically, who do you think is paying for the $15,000 that I scam off of your card? We all are. We're going to pay it in higher fees, higher interest rates, etc. The credit card industry and bank card industry is a $4 billion business last year. Somebody's paying for that. You know damn well that the credit card companies aren't losing money from it.
Any tips you can give us for information we give out online?
Try to monitor where that information shows up. Pull your driver's license information once a year. Be more aware of the credit card statements. Reduce the amount of credit cards that you have. It's the only way to really monitor it. The information is out there. We're going to get ripped off. You need to be more aware and catch it quicker.
You just have to kind of catch it when it happens.
Exactly.
Is there one thing that people on a daily basis do that they'd be surprised to know they are leaving themselves open to some kind of scandal?
They leave their home in the morning, and most of us have to actually get up and leave the home and go to work or go someplace.
Well, but what do you, I kind of have to do that.
It comes down to a license plate number. Rebecca Schaefer, when she was murdered in California, these clowns out in California, they passed a law that, privacy with motor vehicle records. But I can pull a California license plate through somebody in Nevada.
Somebody followed her home? What was the deal with that?
The murderer hired a private investigator, charged the guy $50, and what he did was pulled her driver's license information, which revealed where she lived.
Right.
So what we call for is national advisement. If I find Leslie attractive as I'm driving down 40, and I run her license plate to see where she lives, we maintain that at least she should be notified that some lunatic ran her license plate number. Right now, no legislation exists like that.
It is easy. All you have to do is know a cop.
That's
Exactly.
unbelievable.
Right. Or not only that, but insurance companies, don't they have access to that information?
In the book, there's a fascinating story of a cop friend of mine. He was borrowing his brother's van, and some lunatic was cutting him off, and the brother got a letter in the mail a couple weeks later that said, the next time I see your van, I'm going to blow it up. And the cop, researched, and it came back to an insurance company, and it could have been one of 3,000 people that accessed the computer.
Right. It is amazing how many people can access that stuff. And I don't like unlisted phone numbers, from what I understand. Obviously, that's a good way to do it, is to unlist your phone number. But can that be found out? Are there people who can find out unlisted phone numbers?
Unlisted phone numbers are a total joke, because if you put your phone number in any database, it's out there and it'll be cross-referenced. Nowadays, it's cross-referenced every other second. Mm-hmm. A couple of years ago, Taco Bell came up with a marketing plan to record the license plate number of every visitor through the drive-thru and that came inside the restaurant.
Damn, that's smart.
So what they were able to do was focus their marketing efforts to who came into their restaurants.
You mean they would
take a picture of your plate and then get your address and send you a coupon?
That's right.
See, I don't like that at all.
Man.
Yeah,
well, Kevin,
I don't like that
we could go on and on, but we want to get people to get your book. Your Secrets Are My Business in bookstores now. Kevin McKeown, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
The best of the morning X99X.
We are the musers on the pod so far. We've discussed people we love.
I didn't tell you guys. Cuban emailed.
What are you wearing?
Well, no, that's not.
Things we love.
Got way into typewriters.
How many typewriters do you own?
Let's not podcast anymore.
Just guesstimate.
It's time to get really down and dirty.
These are great ideas. Start a podcast and then forget to promote it on social media.
So,
what is our podcast about? Yeah, whatever we feel like.
The Musers, the podcast. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.